Do you have any problem congregants?
Oh yes, I have problem congregants. Just for example, I've got one. I've got an Ottawa Indian guy who's in the congregation, who's an Ottawa Indian. He's a Reformed Baptist. He's a collector of ancient Puritan literature. He's got archives from the centuries ago, and he is a piano repairman, restores pianos, and he can play the lead on Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird note for note. I mean, what is a pastor supposed to do with that?
I'm a piano technician, and Clint's really a good piano rebuilder. I got to say that, but he can't tune a piano. He claims that he can tune a guitar, but I'm not sure about that. I think he can just tune a fish. And another thing, if you're talking to Clint, I know he's big on classical education, and that's really laudable, but I'd like to give him a little lesson in, a little hysterical lesson if I could, because realistically, when you're talking about classical music, Lynyrd Skynyrd does not get it, Clint. I mean, it doesn't quite fit in the category of classical music. So if somebody could pass that along to him, I think it'd be a real good benefit for him.
He's extremely proud of his guitar work. He shows me videos and he's just like, look at this, look at this. It's hilarious. But he is pretty good. He is pretty good. I'm looking forward to next March, seeing him playing with Doug Wilson. That'll be good.
I'm one of the few people that's actually seen him play, and it's pretty outstanding. He's a rocker. I could picture him in spandex. I'm kind of hoping that at this concert that might be coming up, maybe not, that he does wear spandex, If he ever leads worship at church with Dr. Erb, which that's his dream. I know that's what he said. If he wears spandex in church when he does that, that is actually my preference. I really hope he does that.
He's pretty good at music. I've heard him play guitar and stuff like that. He's really good at the piano, but he's self-taught and it shows.
Try it again, sorry. Now you're making me nervous. See, I don't play in public, so let me try it again. I don't know, I hate this. I need lessons is what I need, because I've taught myself, and again. I gotta shake it off. Now you gotta be patient with me.
I've got a lot of stuff.
No. We'll get this down.
Clint is very interesting to work with. He can be a bit bipolar at times, Sometimes he wants to do something over and over again.
No. We'll get back here. This time it's gonna be fine. Are you ready? Let's try it again. I'd like to do it again sometime, play, but I really need to practice and prepare.
Yeah. Other times he can't stand the thought of doing it again.
Are you kidding me? Oh, for crying out loud, we're gonna try this again? The same damn thing? I'm fine. You're the director here. I'll do anything you want. You want me to eat peas? I'll eat peas. All right. Don't be dinging my furniture.
Well, I just wanted to do something nice for Clint's 40th birthday, and I thought maybe a documentary style roast would be kind of special. And I love the movie Collision. It's one of my favorite movies, and I really learned a lot watching that movie. I really did learn a lot. Like I learned, you look really cool walking in slow motion.
It's the point of view of the camera, because it is kind of a, it's supposed to be a documentary, but it's not really, you know.
Right.
It's like The Office. You know, he's a TV star, he's giving, you know, if I ever need a lung, I know who to go to.
Well, I love the guy. He's a good guy. But what do we mean by good in today's world? In the postmodern world, good today means, you know, I've donated a singular kidney. Well, so what? A kidney, we have two. So what most people don't understand is that he actually refused to give the lower half of his colon when asked. And, you know, helping somebody's regularity, you know, refusing that, not so good. So, but he's pretty good. I do admit he's a pretty good guy.
A couple years ago, when the Hughes first showed up to church, I was very pleasantly surprised. They seemed like a wonderful family. They, you know, lovely wife and kids, and of course, Clint had a wicked cool braid, and that I like that. But one of the reasons I liked it so much is because, I don't know, it's almost reverse racism. I was glad that we had another family that wasn't white. And of course, we had yellow, black, and white, but now it's red, yellow, black, and white. And that is just so cool. I don't like him just because he's an American Indian. He's a wonderful father, a wonderful husband, and you know, also it represents different walks of life. We've got doctors, lawyers, and now we can say Indian chiefs. But actually, that's not quite accurate, because Clint's not a chief. But it doesn't sound very good. Doctors, lawyers, Indian piano restoration guy. So it's got to say, you know, if we had a slogan, it's got to say Indian chief, and he's not a chief. But you know, nowadays with all these online programs, I'm sure he could find a degree program that confers a diploma of chief. So maybe you can look online, maybe University of Phoenix or something, and get a diploma, and then we can be red, yellow, black, and white doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs.
Well, I guess Clint is one of the few Indians that I know that makes me feel good about being a land-stealing white guy.
Clint Hughes. Or as I prefer to say, who's Clint? Well, to know him is to love him. At least in this 21st century PC world. I mean, I love all the Indians. I mean, Native Americans. American natives. Sorry. First Nations. I just wish there were more of them around so I could love more of them more. But Clint is here, and he is first in my heart. And, you know, I think he will be till the end. Yeah. Even Indian. I'm so... Even in the end. Sorry, Clint.
Let's face it. I mean, Clint is he's a Michigan Indian, Irish, from California, who's trying to be an Idaho redneck with a ponytail braid. I mean, I don't know how this is going to work. If he's going to be a real Idaho redneck, that braid's got to go because we can't see it. You know, I think he is a redneck at heart.
Hey, so Master Mechanic Mark has replaced my head gasket, and we got some bad gas in there, so we're trying to get all the good gas in there and stuff. So I thought, since he knows what he's doing, I'm just going to be out here and I'm going to go ahead and roast a couple some hot dogs. Good, man. Yeah.
Whoa. It's done. Is that medium well, or?
Yeah.
All right.
Just the way I like it. All right. He says he's a wild Indian, but I don't think he's more a savage Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how people look at him, and it's like with his cheekbones and his hair, people say, okay, we get it already. You're Indian.
I hear he's a good fisherman, but he's Indian, so no poles.
How he fishes? I don't know how he fishes. How does he fish?
He can catch him without a pole.
With his hands?
I don't know. We'll have to see what his trick is.
There he is, there he goes.
What a lot of people don't realize about Clint is that he really has a way with animals. Must be the Indian in him.
I'm telling Oscar a bedtime story.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a miniature pincher. Be he live or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
Clint Hughes. Well, that reminds me of when Katie and I first met. I was growing my hair out long and dyeing it black. Essentially, my goal was to be Chris Cornell of Soundgarden fame. Well, part of the deal with Katie and I getting married was that I'd get rid of that idea and get rid of it immediately. But with Clint Hughes, with his long hair, with his rock star ambition, and his almost constant and indeed now famous presence on the Christchurch email circuit, I can live my vision vicariously through him. Okay, so maybe he's the Brontosaurus style Chris Cornell, but I think I can still make it work. So, happy birthday, Clint. Rock on into your 40s.
So as a former long hair myself, I have to say that I admire Clint's hair. I think he told me he only cut it one time, and that was when he worked at Disneyland. But now he's grooming himself for this big Logos concert. And so I think that hair is actually going to make a lot of money for Logos School.
Maybe hair. Do you think he could donate some hair? Yeah, we could talk about that. I kind of need some of that. Not part of my culture, though, so maybe we could argue about that. Yeah.
All right. You know, I've been noticing as the weather's been getting colder that I've really enjoyed having my man beard. And did you know that Clint, like, you can't even grow one? And it's kind of, I think it's a genetic thing for him. So, on the side, I think I'm going to start a nonprofit, and I'm going to call it Beards of Love. And hopefully by next year, I can produce enough to where I can share with Clint so that he can have his own beard.
Yeah, you know, some people, they think Clint's a really big guy, but I think he's just normal. You know, he's a great guy. I mean, I love him. I really do.
Sometimes Clint, he makes a leak in his roof just so I'll come over and fix it so he can invite me in for dinner. He's lonely. He needs some social interaction, so he makes a leak in his roof.
Yeah, we walk around in his roof a little bit, and they let the aroma of the kitchen smells come out, and we hang our head over the edge and comment on how lovely it smells, and
he invites us to dinner. It's
It
a
works
new way
out
to
really-
go over to the neighbor's house.
Kind of randomly.
At least it keeps him in balance.
Clint is so...
Well, you know, Clint Hughes is a very talented person. I mean, you walk into his shop where he restores pianos, it's quite obvious how talented he is. He's got talents I've never seen. But you know, talented people are eccentric. But Clint's a nice guy. Maybe a little misguided.
Misguided? I mean nice, very nice.
Yeah, very nice. We think Clint's
Very nice.
Here at Grand American Piano, we care for each and every client. Except this one. Her check bounced. You don't do something like that. Now, she doesn't know this, but this is what happens when your check bounces at Grand American Piano.
How many Indians does it take to fix a piano?
Yeah, Clint is so passionate about the things he loves that if you get in a conversation with him, it doesn't matter where you are. You can be at, I talked to him at lacrosse games, and all of a sudden it'll be an hour later, the game's over, everyone's walking home, and I'm still sitting there, and Clint's telling me about, you know, his latest find in some MacArthur sermon or something. So if you have somewhere to go and you see Clint, act like you don't see him and go the other way, because you'll be there for a good hour.
The things that come to mind when I think of Clint are his passion for music and the frequent use of extreme vocabulary.
He always reminds me of the Monty Python skit, the skit where you can buy an argument. You got $1, Clint's got some time.
I can't even remember the words that he uses.
Oh, verbosity is there. It's certainly there. He's strong-willed. You know, he's intelligent. He is mentally disordered a little bit, but he admitted that to me already because he said that he, you know, in his old days, like me, you know, rock and roll star. I think I'll let you make your own conclusions about that. But yeah, he says that he should be considered mentally disordered, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings and say, yeah, you are, but, you know, yeah, you are.
He's so funny, and so we're joking with him all the time. But when we get him and introduce him to somebody else, we'll tease him, and he'll sit there like he has no idea what you're talking about. That has happened so many times, and it looks like we are the complete fool for just picking on him. Right. You know, and he'll just look very nonchalant and shake his head and kind of smile. And, and we talk to somebody else, and it's like he does the exact same thing to them. It's like, how does he do that?
And then he ribs me for not like knowing what he's talking about.
Most of our interactions, though, are theological. We debate, argue theology. And he tried arguing the ontological argument with me one time. Didn't really get anywhere with that. He takes Anselm's point. I don't understand Anselm's point. So what other people also don't know, hey, he's a Baptist, and he's a strong reasoner. He's a very good reasoner as a Baptist, but he kind of has some strange ideas about baptizing ground squirrels. This is a tribal custom, I believe in Michigan. I don't remember the name of the tribe, but he, you know, that was their tradition, and he stuck with that, and he's pretty good at arguing that case. I mean, it's not a very biblical case, but hey, you know, he's a strong reasoner, so you know, I respect that. I respect that about him.
So Clint told me one time that he was afraid of getting super spiritually proud because of how well he chants the Psalms. But I'm here to tell you, you have nothing to be proud of, Clint.
Clint, our beloved Baptist brother, the logic is inexorable. Baptize the tots. Just baptize the tots.
When I'm really old, I'm going to dress my age. I think he's still in denial.
One, two, three, four.
Oh my goodness gracious. Are you? Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it up.
Say happy birthday to Clint? Go ahead.
I think tea party. Tea party.
Oh, tea party?
No, that song. I would do that song.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you something nice to Clint, okay? Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit.
Well, I'll talk a little bit, and then you can talk a little bit, okay? All right. Well, Clint, I was realizing today that it must be difficult for you in our cold weather climate, that you're genetically not set up for cold weather, and I was thinking of making a non-profit organization, Beards of Love.
I have a piece of crap garbage piano that he's looked at for free. That's actually the real reason I invited him over, by the way. The reason I invited him over is so he'd look at my piano, but please don't tell him I said that.
You know, Clint and I and a number of other gentlemen, not using the term gentleman loosely. Oh, there's my phone, business. Clint, you're a business guy. I know you understand this.
Well, Clint, my beloved Baptist, you. I forgot what I was going to say. Line! Going now as in go? Oh, sorry. Okay. To listen to a person as a framer of doctrines in which character Moses, the prophets, and Christ alone are to be heard both.
I didn't read silently.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said read carefully. And
No.
Okay, let me see.
I love your non-reaction. That's the punchline. Okay. Okay, last one. This is killing. Okay.
Is this on?
Okay, that's it. I have one more, but I forget it.